Good morning, everyone. So, this is me coming live today. Say welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Okay, so this is my first time of coming live, and I'm coming live because a lot has been said. I mean, people are saying a lot, and it doesn't sit well with me. So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Gistos TV. You already know this is my first time of coming live, and you've been hearing my voice for a very long time, and today I decided to come live to clarify some issues. And before I do that, I really want to appreciate you all for your love, support all this while, and for always viewing my gists, for always supporting me, dropping your opinions. Of course, I always say that everybody opinion counts, and I like the way you people say your mind. A lot of us, without hurling insults at anyone, you know. But what really made me to come live is because of Olori Tobi. You know, I mean, I've never come live here before. I just drop my gist and just go about my business. But I'm live because you people said something about Olori Tobi, and being a woman myself, I didn't really like it. So I decided, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? What am I going to do this? Um, what am I going to do today? To talk about this issue. I decided to come live. First of all, Oloritobi is Ooni Fife's wife now. They are married. And I know that most of the angers most of you had with her was because people felt like she was one of the people that made Olori Queen Naomi to have issues with the king, and she left the palace for them, and finally they all got married to the king and all that. So a lot of you still have issues with that. So you're still not happy with her. But that is by the way. I hardly have issues with women, you know. I always say this in marriage, whatever happens in marriage should be the man's responsibility. He's the head of the home, and he should know how to guide and lead his home, his people. He should know how to coordinate his home. So that is how I perceive things. So Olori Tobi shouldn't be an issue because she's now married to the king, and now they have children together. And people saying that Olori Tobi, I always bring gist at what people say. People say that Olori Tobi, that the children that she has is from her ex-boyfriend. I was like, that is just too much for hate. I know that we say a lot on social media out of hate, sometimes out of jealousy, sometimes out of we're not informed. We just want to say whatever we want to say. But I used to say this: there are things that you do not mock people with, even as a woman. You do not mock people with, especially women, you do not mock them with childbirth. You do not mock them with not getting married. You do not mock them with, or you do not mock people with the fact that they do not have money or they do not have food. Those are things that you do not mock people with, because you are not God, and God is the giver of wealth. So if you say that Olori Tobi, that her pregnancy is from her ex-boyfriend, that was so mean. And I don't like it, the way people, bloggers, bring in this. I'm here live because somebody said something. That's another thing. I'm going to finish this Olori Tobi's issue. Somebody said something about Olori Marian having miscarriage. I was like, wow. Miscarriage is not something you play with for a woman. And when a woman loses a child, she's traumatized, and it will take a long time for the woman to come out, out of the trauma and all that. For Olori Marian to come out with her husband, and you can see her baby bump, that she's looking fine, she's looking healthy, and you're still saying that she had miscarriage. I was like, is it that we are all praying, or let me not say, is it that you're praying for her to have miscarriage, or you're praying for her to deliver safely? Please let us be guided. If I bring in gist, I'll bring in gist of what I heard. This is what I heard, and we'll talk about it. I'm not telling you that I am the one saying it. And if I didn't say something, please don't say it. Don't say that I said. I don't say what I didn't hear. And if you listen to my gist very, very well, I come here to say what I heard, and I try to say what I know, what I've heard too, and what I feel like, and I try to address the issues and say my own opinion. We are all here to say our opinions, and without hurling insults at anyone. Just like I said, when I used to tell people that Queen Naomi and her husband, they've reconciled their issues, their differences, and this is husband and wife matter, they will always settle. So I used to say, let us be guided with what we say, even if we want to make gist. And I'm happy for Queen Naomi that, in fact, I've been rooting for she and the king, and I root for other kings, other queens as well. And I'm glad they've reconciled their differences, and I'm glad they are all happy. Don't fight people's battles for them. You allow God to take control and lead. So Queen Olori Marian is very much pregnant, and she's expecting. So let us pray for her instead of wishing her and listening to other badges. I don't like bringing anything bad gist here. I like my gist to be something good news, and that is it. So I don't know, it might not sit well with a lot of you, because a lot of you come here to hurl insults of me and the people I'm talking about, but that's fine. That is your opinion, and as long as they are fine, everybody's fine, and that is it. So they are all doing good. I mean, the king is managing his home very well, and from what we saw, like I was the happiest person when I saw Queen Naomi, that she finally came through after staying away from events, and she came for the event because of Prince Tade, and I was so happy to see them. In fact, I was so busy but I had to give the gist to everybody, and of course let them know that, oh, this is real. Do you understand? Like, Queen Naomi is here, and she's here. She was so looking good. The prince was so looking good, and the prince, like, he didn't want to leave his dad. Prince Tade, he didn't want to leave his dad. And I mean, you can see the love, you can see the way the king was looking at him, looking at Queen Naomi. And of course, Olori Ronke is all the queens they are bad, but Olori Ronke, she cannot hide her joy, her love. She's a very nice person, I must say this. You can see her dancing to tell you that they don't have Queen Naomi. So whatever happens in marriage, I feel like we all should hold the man responsible and not the women involved. And what Queen Naomi did was really, really good for the prince, because I think the prince needs much more publicity now than ever. He's not a big boy. He will always want to. Yes. Jenny Life in Canada. I can see your comments. Welcome to my life. They are still very much in love. Because I used to tell people that when they were bringing different blogs, they were always saying Queen Naomi has left for good. Those of us in marriages, we know. We women, we know that when we say we are no longer interested, our mind, especially when you have a child for a man, and if you weigh whatever it is that happened in the marriage, you'll be like, okay, this is not too much. It's not something that should warrant me to leave the marriage. Yes, I'll be angry. Queen Naomi had the right. She has every right to be angry whichever way she wanted to, and which is justified. But for her to leave her marriage because of what people will say, no. She only got angry. Now she's calm. I'm sure they've resolved their differences behind closed doors. That is why they've reconciled since. She just said she doesn't want to come to the palace. She doesn't want to get involved with polygamy. She just wants to live her life. She just wants to live her life, peacefully, which is understandable. So which is understandable. So we all understand that. So let us encourage them, encourage Queen Naomi as well. Because most times when we do this, they feel like Queen Naomi's fans are toxic. They don't want anything good to come out from the new wives and all that. And I'm sure every other person, I'm certain that Queen Naomi wouldn't want that, because she's a child of God. And first of all, I admire Queen Naomi for, the way she loves God. I used to say this a lot. I love the way she loves God. I love the way she worships God. Like, she's my kind of person. And from her family, the way her family surrounds her, the love, the mom, you know that she grew up in love. So that is one thing that attracted me to Queen Naomi. And I'm always a fan. And I like the way she carries herself. I mean, she's a wife material. Let me put it that way. So that is one of the reasons why the king cannot leave Queen Naomi. I used to tell people that the king is very much in love with Queen Naomi, and so is Queen Naomi. It is called love at first sight. Let me put it that way. Because Queen Naomi, being a prophetess, it is not, and a very beautiful one at that, it was not going to be easy for anyone to say, I want to settle down with you. And she wouldn't settle down with anybody at all, as of that time, before she married the king. So for her to accept the king and settle down with him, you know that yes, she was really in for this. She really loves the king. And most of it, I always say that Queen Naomi went to the king because of money. I don't accept that. It was love at first sight, and she really went there because she loved, and that is why they cannot separate. So, and they cannot separate. You cannot separate them easily. So that is why they are still back together. And I literally heard that the king is preparing Queen Naomi's welcome back, because Prince Tade will need to learn a lot in the palace. So they need to live close to he needs to be coming often and staying with his dad. Now he's old enough. He's 4 years old, so he's a little bit, yes, though he still needs his mom's guidance, but even without his mom being there, Prince Tade can be well nurtured. Let me put it that way. But it is always advisable for the mom to be around her child. So which brings us back to, if Queen Naomi will accept to go to the palace, of course she will, but she might not sleep in the palace, or she might still sleep in the palace. The palace is a very big place, and yes, the palace is a very big place, so there should be room for everybody. So let us be guided with what we say, and I will bring this. If I hear something, I'll bring it to you people. But that is what I heard. But I don't like bringing back gist. So I've never said Olori Mariam had miscarriage. If she had miscarriage, trust me, this is her first issue. She won't come out. She won't. The trauma alone in having miscarriage, she will not come out. She will not come out from it that easily. That is how women are. You understand? So, like, if you this is the last event that they just attended, and she was looking good, and you can see her baby bump. So it's not something that is hidden. So saying that she had miscarriage is out of it. When you can see, obviously, you can see all the pictures, all the events, the videos that is all over there. And this is a recent event that the king just went to. And of course, it is not even something that we're praying for her to encounter, because it is not something I will even pray for my enemy. So let us be guided with what we say. The king is still very much in love with Queen Naomi, and of course all his wives, the recent wives, they all accepted to marry him, and they all know what they are going into. So nobody can stop them from continuing with their marriage, with their love affairs and all that. So it's just with Naomi that is holding everything. So very soon, I'm sure this one that she's already made up her mind to come out, she will still be showing us more of herself these days. She'll be coming for functions. She will not hide anymore. I'm sure she's gotten over whatever that happened between she and the king. And you saw the videos. When people that went for the event, you can see how the king was looking at Queen Naomi. Is that not love? That's love. He's admiring, he even brought his son close to him and all that. Not that he doesn't love any other person, but they are still very much, loves all his wives equally. So, and until Queen Naomi comes back, Olori is still the Olu of Ile-Ife, because someone has to take up the position, someone has to take up the responsibilities. It comes with a lot of responsibilities, and the position cannot just be like that. And Olori being the first wife after Queen Naomi and the king had their issues, she has taken up the responsibility, and she's the Olu of Ile-Ife. Whether you accept it or not, she's performing her responsibilities very well, with the other queens assisting her, because she's not familiar with the culture of Ife. So other queens like Olori Mariam, Olori Ronke, they are all guiding her through it all. And of course, Olori Temitope is an Ijebu princess, so she also knows things about royalties and what comes with it. So they are all doing well. Let us just wish them well, and don't wish them what you will not wish for yourself, because I don't even wish anybody, not even my enemy, to lose a child. Talk more of miscarriage. Do you know the trauma that comes with it? If Olori Mariam had miscarriage, she would not, I repeat, she will not show up. She will not come out for any function. So if she didn't come out for any function at this time, you know that maybe it's first trimester symptoms. You know, if you've been pregnant before, if you have a child, you know how for some bodies, for some women, their first trimester is always hectic, is always stressful, they are always sick. Sometimes some of them, they give them bed in the hospital to stay for a very long, and it comes with age as well. So that is why they advise us women to give birth to start giving birth early. That is, if you can. So it's always advisable. So for women of her age, you know that it's not going to be that easy for her. So she's very much pregnant. I don't know about miscarriage, if she had miscarriage before, but it's not something I want to bring into my channel. And I actually know that she's very much pregnant, and she's doing fine. And I heard that she went to her mom's place. You know, mothers are good with pregnancy and all that. So her mom's place, her mom took care of her, and you know, she's fit now, she's strong. That was why she followed her husband to the events. And yes, let us encourage them, and also encourage Queen Naomi to show more, you know, to come out more, you know, to allow the prince to experience every event, whatever they are having, you know, that which is really encouraging. I like the fact that she came out, she honored her husband's invitation, and of course she allowed her son, this is unlike Naomi, she allowed the prince to dance to his content. And of course, people spread money, they spray money on him, and you know, Queen Naomi spray money on him. The other queens, they did spray money on the prince and the king too. You can see he was holding a lot of money, and he didn't even want to go back to his seat. He wanted to stay with his father. So that is what you expect, because he's a boy. He's going to be so attached to his dad. So Queen Naomi is going to be prepared for that aspect, because he will cry a lot if Queen Naomi doesn't take him to his dad. So I'm sure she is aware of that. So she's preparing herself now. She's preparing herself now ahead of time, because you cannot stop a son from going to his dad. You know, talk more of someone like the king. He needs a father figure in his life. So let us encourage him, and of course encourage other people, because the more you show other queen love, the more they will show her love too, as she's coming back to the palace. You know, they won't be like you were there and you were seeing that your fans were toxic. They were saying numerous things against me and you didn't even say anything. Of course, you don't expect her to come out and say something, which is really, really that. So for some people saying that, because I read comments, some comments I respond to. Somebody even said to me, wait, let me read some of the comments. Somebody said she just had miscarriages last month. So how can she be pregnant? She's pregnant and has ceased to be causing havoc. So would she withdraw the cause she laid for the enemy of Marian that she will never have another baby? Brother, I don't understand what this person said, but I don't know if the person was referring to Olori Marian or to Queen Naomi. Do you understand? So I don't know. I don't know if they are saying that Olori Marian is causing havoc and all that. But Olori Marian is a very quiet person. She's not. If you notice, she has always been shy. She's a very shy person right from the start. But now she started getting her confidence. Yes, Olori Marian is a very shy woman. So if you notice from the first day the king married her, and she's always shying away from the camera, from videos and all that. She's a very reserved person. She's a career woman. What do you expect? You don't expect her to behave like that, you know, and be fighting everyhow and be doing anyhow. She's a very, and the family where she's coming from, you can see that they are all career women, well-made people, you know. So you don't expect her to come and be dragging on the internet with everybody. And she's always been a shy person and all that. It's of recent that she started coming out and, you know, mingling with people, being lively, you know. Of course, she has to perform her responsibilities. So I don't know if you were referring to Olori Marian or Queen Naomi. And I don't think Olori Marian has any issues with Queen Naomi. So I used to say that if you have any issues with the king, with the wives, I think you should channel your energy to the king, because it is only the man that will say what he wants in his house. What he wants in his house. If there is any issues in marriage and it involves women, I don't blame the women involved. I blame the man, because what you don't want for your home, you will not bring it in. So the king, if the king married the women in his life, that is what he wants. And because he's a king, that kingship, there is immunity for it. Yes, the immunity of being a king and entitled to as many women as you want to covers him. And you as a woman that you're entering the marriage, you already know what you're going into. I'm sure you were well informed, except there is a promise somewhere. Maybe the king promised you that I won't marry another woman, but maybe he didn't tell you that, but there are women that will be coming around and I'll be seeing them and all that. So that is just it. So but somebody also said that it is only Queen Naomi that is the Olu of Ile-Ife. That could be true, but that could be true that she was named the Olu of Ile-Ife. Or if there's another title for anybody that is the first wife of the king, we don't know yet. But for now, anybody that is called the Olu of Ile-Ife is the first wife of the king, and she has so many responsibilities to perform as the Olu of Ile-Ife. So, but for now that Queen Naomi is back, maybe she will take over from where she left. We don't know yet, but we are really, really happy that she took that bold step of allowing the king, allowing the prince to join his father for an event. So my beautiful people, this is really, really nice. I'm really, really happy that it is raining babies in the palace. And you know that when it is raining babies, when we have so many children, so many occasions, so many festive period in the palace, it is more gist for us. Like, we get to bring gist, and bringing gist to you people is something we enjoy doing. It's something we like doing. And yes, if they are doing it like this, that means it's more gist for us. We get to bring gist, and yes, I used to bring what I've heard. And when I'm telling you people, this is what I heard. This is my own opinion. What is your own opinion? What do you think? So that is what Gistos TV is all about. So I will be hanging up here because I have a lot to do now. So, but I just wanted to clarify these issues with some people saying that the Olori Marian had miscarriage, and most people are likely to link it to me that they heard. If I didn't say anything, please don't say that I said. I will say what I heard, give my own opinion, and wait for you to say your own opinion. Then I'll still say what I think. That is how this channel, that is how I have designed this channel to be. I hear something, I bring it to you people. Have you heard? So, and that is it. So thank you all so very much for coming to my live and Jenny Life in Canada. I really appreciate you all, and maybe more often I'll be coming live to address some issues, because I I don't want this channel to be toxic. I want us um, to always drop our opinions in a polite manner, not insulting anybody, not saying things against anybody. And I also want us to be nice, because the things you say sometimes can either make people or break them. So to be nice, and whatever you want to say, you can actually say it in a polite manner, and so that it won't break the person. If you have advice for anybody, just give them advice, and this is what I think, and this is what I think. But for me, I'll bring whatever I hear and address the issue in my own capability, and the way I can. So, and well, I didn't really like the fact that I have to come here to address this, but this Olori Tobi's issue like got to me really hard, you know, saying that the children that she had for her husband is for her ex-boyfriend. I mean, if you were her sister, her mother, her sibling, how would you feel? Even if you hate someone, there are things you shouldn't say. So there are things you shouldn't even say. Like, there are things that are not nice to use, to mock someone. Like, when I saw that, when I heard the gist, I was like, how will you even say something like that? And mind you, whatever you say to her will not stop her from being the queen. She's already a queen. She has 2 children for the king, a prince and a princess. And as long as their father recognizes them as his children, your own opinion doesn't count. I mean, I know that you all feel like when Naomi was, I know you all feel like fighting for Queen Naomi, but I shall used to tell people that allow God to fight for people. There's no need of, if you fight for people, you end up spoiling the plans of God for them, and it might not end well. Queen Naomi is a very lovable person, and the king can see that for himself, and we all can see that. The way she carries herself, I used to say this a lot in most of my videos. If it's about Queen Naomi, you will hear me say that the way she carries herself, her charisma, you know that she's fit for queenship. You know that she's a queen, whether with a crown or without a crown. She's always a queen, and I love her so much. And I love other queens. I love the way they are. But issues of man, you cannot be sure about it. But the other queens are really nice people. They are really lovable people. And I love Olori Ashley as well. I love her person. I love her personality. They are all good people. So why should you fight for? They've settled their differences. Even when Prince Tade had his other birthday, I think his 3rd birthday or 2nd birthday, so the 3rd birthday, then Queen Naomi was not even back. Olori actually celebrated the prince, the picture the prince took with her daughter, and she put it up there. She celebrated him, like, I mean, what more can you ask for? And I really like that aspect of her. And though people have been pointing accusing fingers on her that she was the one that actually caused the issues between the king and Queen Naomi, but Queen Naomi has not come out to really say anything, and which I really love about her. There was no need of you explaining what really happened to people, because most people will only sympathize with you at that moment. The next minute they will use it to mock you. I know human beings. Stop telling people things. When you tell them things, they'll be like, oh, was that what he did? Wow. The next minute they will come out and tell you, I think you were the one bullying the man. I think he was even right when he did that too. That was why the man left you. Human beings, you cannot trust them. And that, I like the fact that she didn't really come out to say what really happened, why she left the palace, but she said it was due to infidelity, which is understandable, but nobody knows who she caught with the king with, and nobody knows what really happened. But a lot of people were actually saying or accusing Queen Ashley, which they didn't confirm very well, but because Queen Ashley was always around in the palace, and you all know why. And yes, you all know that she carries the majority of the sacrifices that they perform in the palace, and of course she knows it better. She does most of the rituals and all that, so that's why she's always in the palace, and she has always been there for a very long time according to her gist. And the Queen Naomi's Ooni of Ife's people love her, and they have always been asking her to marry the king, but according to her, she said she was one that was putting it on hold for a very long time, which is totally understandable until she was prepared to settle down with the king, and which she did now. So so they really pointed accusing fingers on her, but nobody really knew what happened, because till today Queen Naomi never came out to say this is what happened, and that was why I left the palace, or said this, and which is I commend her for that. I mean, she's a very bold person, and I love what she did there. She never spoke up, she never said anything, she just left. And yes, people were now assuming and assuming and assuming. So it is really, really easy for her to really go back to the palace now without anybody, saying she said or she did. What people were hearing was that she had issues. It was from the king's side. Nobody really knew what really happened, and I love her for that. Yes, I really love her for that. So you are all assuming, and whatever happens, I will still say that we should always hold the man responsible and not the women in his life. So my beautiful people, I know that okay, so I'll hang up now, but I'll come live some other time to address some issues. I feel like dropping them on my video, a lot of people don't really watch to understand what I'm trying to say, the gist I'm trying to say. They just assume this is it from the title and all that. So thank you also very much for coming around, for viewing my life, though we are not plenty today, but I really appreciate you all. And please, and thank you also for the people that are always kind with their words. I appreciate you all. I will say it once more, this channel is to say what I heard and give my opinion, and of course read you people's opinion and also say my own opinion again. So, and if I didn't say something, please don't say that this TV said it. And this channel is not toxic, is a channel for royalty. That's what this channel is. I always like bringing royalty gist, what is happening in the palace and all that, but I want all my gist to be something good, something positive. So that is another reason for me to come live here to address these issues. So I think you people will be seeing more of me these days. Like, I'll be coming live more often to relate with you people, and please join my life and give your own opinions, and please, we are not toxic people. Thank you so very much for always viewing my channel, for liking, for sharing, for commenting. God bless you all. Have a blessed day. Bye.